All right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and wherever you may be, to you I say Shalom, Yahshua, Shalom. All right, so I had this question that popped into my mind as I was listening to a live stream here a second ago. And so I jumped over here to punch it up. And this is the question here. It says, how many people have implants in them for buying purposes? Just a random, but at the same time, general question. And actually, very interesting what popped up because it kind of got a bit off more than, well, not more than I can chew, but actually got more than I bargained for, what it was saying here. It's very interesting. So as of September 26th, and you notice I didn't put any dates. So this is what the chat brought up. 2025, September 26, 2025, the exact global number of people with implants specifically for buying purposes is difficult to ascertain comprehensively due to varying reporting methods and the nascent stage of widespread adoption. However, available data from specific companies, and regions provides insight into the current figures. Walletmore, a prominent Polish-British company offering payment implants, reported that more than 200 individuals have received their microchip as of April 2022. Okay, so that's a few years ago. Okay, more than 200 people. So imagine what the number is now from 2022 to now. These implants allow for contactless payments by scanning their hand over a card reader. See, you gotta light it up, right? You gotta light it up. Contactless payments by scanning their hand over a card reader, which is the same thing we do now when we grab our credit cards or whatever, and we go in, I don't know, whatever local store, and we tap it because you can swipe, tap, or insert. So when you tap it, okay, people have their Google Pays and Apple Pay, they tap, all right? So the new tap will be, when that time comes, the device in people's hands. That's going to be the new tap. The company also noted significant interest with several dozen people on a waiting list in Poland alone, okay? Another report from March 2022, same year, mentioned that Patrick Paulman, a security guard from the Netherlands, had a contactless payment microchip injected under his skin in 2019 and uses it for payments. You see? So check that out. All right. It says beyond Walletmore, the broader category of human microchip implants, a fusion of man and machine, right, which can include payment functionalities among others, has seen wider adoption. Dangerous Things, a company working with human implant technologies since 2005, offers various products, including those that can be used for access and potentially payment. In Germany, more than 2,000 individuals have opted for these implants. 2,000 individuals in Germany, with some using them for purposes like storing links to wills. Okay, so linking their death with their implant or whatever, the system. Okay, but their death, okay, to their wills or whatever. Globally, it's estimated that more than 50,000 people have elected to have a subdermal chip surgically inserted between the thumb and index finger to serve as a swipe key or credit card. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, 17, and 18. Okay. At the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. Surely it will come. It will not tarry. Okay. In the United States, 3 Square Market, 32M, became the first company to offer chip implants to its employees. Never heard of that place. 3 Square Market. I had to look that up. Became the first company in the United States to offer chip implants to its employees, with more than 50 of their 80 employees at their River Falls, Wisconsin headquarters volunteering for the procedure. Yeah, I'll be a guinea pig. Oh, you said a what? An implant. I'll see what it's about. I'll be a guinea pig. These, hold on, they jumped up on us, or jumped down actually. There's more. So it says these implants enable purchases in the company's break room market, among other functions. So they wanted to be a guinea pig just to get break room function. So what more when the main device hits the stage? If they took it at their job just for break room purposes, what more when you ain't got no food or water, your baby's crying, bills are unpaid and stuff like that, and they don't know the Lord. You're not trusting in the Lord. How about you, which of course we're not mentioning the heathens, because we're only talking about the Israelites, because the heathens don't matter. All right. Um, but hey, and now I actually you can now get a payment chip implanted in your hand for $200. Newsweek. Huh. Now ask it a follow-up question. How does Walletmore work? Because I saw Walletmore up above. So how does Walletmore work? And this is what it came up with. Walletmore works by utilizing a near-field communication NCF microchip implant that is embedded under the skin. Okay? Not a white woman, not embargo, okay? Not Yogi the Bear or his honeypot. A microchip implant that is embedded under the skin, typically in the hand or forearm, like I said up above, between the thumb and the index finger. Okay? Which you don't know if your index is, or other words, the one that they call the pointer finger, okay, the one closest to your thumb, okay. This microchip is passive, meaning it does not have its own power source and is activated by the electromagnetic field of a compatible NFC reader, such as a point of sale, a POS terminal, basically a cash register, okay. Because not everybody might know what a POS is, especially if you never did cashier or any kind of retail services. Okay, so it's basically the same thing that we explained up above, where they have the implant, and then you tap it against the machine, and it accepts your payment. That's what they want to bring into the human body. Okay, that's why we explain, like when you have a credit card. Okay, where you tap your credit card on the POS system, and beep, you get the little four green lights that come up, and beep, and then you punch in your number, and then bam, done just like that. It's quicker than inserting. It's quicker than swiping. Okay, it's done just like that. Okay, and the next level to a system like that is linking you to the POS system by way of an implant. That's what these devils want. Okay, so you go and tap your hand against the POS system, and your purchase is approved. That's what it means when it says you can't buy or sell. Say if you had the mark of the beast and the number of his name, which is 666, which it is embedded in the UPC code in. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, I thought my nephew was coming over here. Must be going to see his grandma. All right, so, or great grandma actually. So here's a step-by-step breakdown of how it functions. Implant procedure. The Walletmore chip, which is roughly the size of a grain of rice, or so. Come on, man. Wait a minute. Hey, this is a key and on point, man. The Walletmore chip, which is roughly the size of a grain of rice or slightly larger, is encased in a biocompatible material like biopolymer and is surgically implanted by a trained professional, often a piercer or a doctor. A piercer or a doctor. Yeah, so you can go and get a doctor to implant into you, or you can go to one of these you know maybe tattoo artists, but definitely those that do like earrings and stuff like that, that punching nose rings. Okay, those people are gonna maybe be a valuable employee. All right, for the system. If you can go there and get it done to a piercer or a doctor, the procedure is relatively quick and is performed under local anesthetic. Well, I was like, you gotta sedate your ass. Account linking. Once implanted, the chip is linked to a payment account, often a digital wallet or a specific payment card provided by Walletmore's partners. And this is why they want to have everybody with a digital ID, because your CHIP will be uh, 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 directly compatible with your digital ID. It all basically works in tandem. Okay, and then you're connected to their system. and they can actually know who you are and track you and everything else that comes from that. This linking process typically involves an online registration and activation through a dedicated app or website. Okay. Now, mind you, this is still talking about Walletmore though. So I'm just kind of speaking in general on certain things. Payment process. When a user wants to make a payment, they simply wave their hand with the implant over an NFC-enabled payment terminal. The payment, look, we just said wave your hand. Just that simple. The payment terminal emits an electromagnetic field that powers the passive chip. The chip then, and that's, if I'm correct, that's no different than how credit cards and stuff that like that work. I'm not sure. I can't really remember. But anyways, the payment terminal emits an electromagnetic field that powers the passive chip. The chip then transmits encrypted payment data to the terminal. The terminal processes this data through the payment network, similar to how a contactless credit card or smartphone payment works. So yeah, there you go. There's the answer. The transaction is completed and the payment is deducted from the linked account. Security. Walletmore emphasizes the security of its implants. The data transmitted is encrypted, and the chip itself does not store sensitive personal information like bank account numbers directly on the chip in an unencrypted format. Instead, it uses tokenization, where a unique token is generated for each transaction, making it difficult for fraudsters to intercept and reuse payment details. Furthermore, the chip is only active when in very close proximity to a reader, reducing the risk of unauthorized scanning. Yeah, they don't want any funny money moving around, okay? Like they got, because you can't trace dollar bills, so you can go to the Jack Layer mechanic or something like that now. And so they don't want people having C-hips and be able to move money and transfer money and buy and sell without them being the middleman. So they're going to know what it is that you're buying or selling, and they're going to okay it or not okay it. So there won't be any middleman thing going on where any transaction won't be accounted for. No battery required. A key advantage of Walletmore is that the implant does not require a battery. It draws power wirelessly from the NFC reader, meaning it never needs to be charged and can theoretically last for many years. Yeah, because once you go to tap it, that's when it emits that electromagnetic pulse to activate it for that one moment where you're buying something. And then the other times, or not other times, but after that, it goes back being dormant until it gets back into vicinity again because you're making what? Another purchase. In essence, Walletmore transforms the human hand into a contactless payment device. The human hand. You gotta, what? You gotta light it up. It transforms the human hand into a contactless payment device. Offering big word. Offering a convenient and hands-free method for transactions. But what they don't tell you is what the real deal is, okay? What it's really for. It's for control over the earth. That's what they want, control over you. All right. Try to push that one up. They've been showing me, but yeah, that's what ultimately they want. They want control over you, the person. Okay, they don't want to trap you into their system. Okay, that's the word right there. I want to grab. I want to ask you something real quick. How would long term? Where's the word at? Biopolymer. Okay, get off the screen. Okay, yep. How would long term biopolymer affect a human? I guess how would maybe I should put how would biopolymer affect a human body with long term use? Let's see what it says here. Biopolymers, when used in the human body for long term applications, can have a range of effects, primarily determined by their biocompatibility, biodegradability, mechanical properties, and the specific application. The interaction between the biopolymer and the biological environment is complex and can involve cellular responses, tissue integration, and potential degradation byproducts. Okay, so they're not really. Okay, might affect the human body. Okay, yeah. So biocompatibility and immune response. So it says here. Um, so biopolymer is considered biocompatible if it does not elicit an adverse or toxic response from the host tissue, inflammation or foreign body response. Even highly biocompatible materials can trigger a mild inflammatory response initially. In the long term, persistent inflammation can lead to fibrous encapsulation, where the body forms a protective layer of scar tissue around the implant. Oh man, what's that? Revelation 16:2, right? Can't make it up, man. This can impair the implant's function, especially if it's designed for drug delivery or sensing. Immunogenicity. Some biopolymers, particularly those derived from animal sources, example given collagen, hyaluronic acid, it can be immunogenic, meaning they might trigger an immune response leading to rejection or degradation by the body's immune system. See, synthetic biopolymers are often designed to be less immunogenic. See, so we're going into that Revelation 16:2, man. Okay, where you're going to get a grievous or basically ended up with cancer and other uh, um, forms of rejection of your body because you're not supposed to have it in you because the Lord tells you not to make any cut in your flesh. Allergic reactions. Though rare, individuals can develop allergic reactions to certain components or degradation products of biopolymers. Biodegradation and degradation products. I don't want to go into all this. Mechanical properties and tissue integration. You can read all this if you want to. I think I got exactly what I wanted. What's it say here? Infection risk. An implanted material, including biopolymers, can serve as a surface for bacterial colonization. You see? Now you wonder why you get infected. That Revelation 16. You wonder why you get infected. You see? The biopolymers, hold on, gotta read that again. Any implanted material, including biopolymers, can serve as a surface for bacterial colonization, leading to biofilm formation and infection. Come on, man. Biofilm formation. Bacteria can adhere to the implant surface and form a protective biofilm, making infections difficult to treat with antibiotics and often requiring implant removal. But whether you remove it or not, if you took it in the first place, the Lord's going to destroy you anyways. Surface modification. Biopolymers can be modified with antimicrobial agents or designed with anti-fouling properties to reduce the risk of long-term infection. Long-term stability and functionality. Drug release kinetics, sensor performance. Okay, it's crucial for accurate readings. Encapsulation. Da-da-da. So in summary, the long-term effects of biopolymers in the human body are a complex interplay of material properties, biological responses, and the specific application. Careful design, rigorous testing, and selection of highly biocompatible and appropriately degrading materials are essential to ensure safety and efficacy for long-term use. So all those people that took this willingly, okay, the long term is what they didn't ask questions about or factor in. Okay, and so they may start to get affected down the line. But definitely, the main one that Esau wants to launch, those that take that will, that 13 Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, 17 will end up facing Revelation chapter 16 verse 2. And after they face that, they're going to end up with Revelation chapter 14 verses 9 through 11, which is destruction by nuclear fire. All right. So that's a very little interesting question that popped up, and like I said, it showed it for answers. It gave me more than I thought I was going to get, but that was a good little chop it up there. So yeah, and it started with this question here: how many people have implants in them for buying purposes? So that's pretty much it for this AI chat. So Lord willing, you will edify to next, and I'm going to say shalom.